We just got to see the latest trailer for the brand new Arkham game, Batman Arkham Shadow, revealed at Gamescom, and as you probably know, I was skeptical when this game was first announced, but wow, this has completely blown me away. We got lots more story info, some looks at the origins of Arkhamverse characters, and we also finally got to see some gameplay too, and it looks great. But there is a lot more to unpack here beyond the surface level, and I'm sure a lot of you definitely missed the many Easter eggs, Arkham gameplay mechanics, and absolutely insane references, tie-ins, and plot points that not only explore the Arkhamverse's past lore, but also expand and build upon what was already established in the other Batman Arkham games as well. I'm telling you right now, it's very clear that the dev team really did their homework on the Arkhamverse. So since I'm sure some of you haven't had the chance to watch the trailer yet because I'm posting this right after it dropped, let's watch the whole thing together first, followed by a complete breakdown unpacking everything. There's the new DC logo.
This rat cult spreads through Gotham like a plague. I have to stop it, even if it consumes me.
The corrupt system has failed you. Are you not?
The suit looks so much like Arkham Knight's suit. I can't get over that. It looks so much like Arkham Knight's suit in that scene.
It's the freaking bat! We aren't afraid of you! The bat dies tonight!
Jim, this Rat King could be anywhere. A face in the crowd, a foot soldier in his own fanatical mob. So how in the hell do we find him?
Targets are all city employees, civil servants, public officials.
You could have been more than a symbol. You could have been a god.
The music is so good.
Look out!
Oh my god.
You don't calm down. Someone's going to die.
Alfred.
Okay, I was not expecting fully fleshed out stealth though. This is so good.
Something big's going down tonight. We repress our rage, our fears. It feeds the shadow deep inside us.
You're everything that's wrong with Gotham! I'm done holding back!
I'm so glad Shot Gloves are back. I'm so glad about that.
I can bring the Rat King to you.
Okay, Ratcatcher. Major the Batman 2022 vibes. Like with the whole Rat King thing. Alright, now that we've all seen it, let's get into the breakdown. So here's 15 secrets, mechanics, lore details, and everything else that you probably missed. Right off the bat in the first scene of the trailer, we can see Batman using the Batclaw to pull in a thug for an attack, right? It seems like there won't be a Batclaw slam like in the rest of the Arkham series, but there will be an option for a more powerful punch if you use it as a follow-up. Another thing, the Batclaw actually emerges from Batman's right gauntlet directly into his hand, which I thought was pretty cool, but also immediately after this, Batman does the same move to grapple as well. So it seems like the Batclaw is more or less just an extension of the grapple gun, not its own separate gadget as we're used to from the other Batman Arkham games. Next up, this 2-second clip actually reveals way more than you'd probably think. For starters, Tiger Guards are back and will be an enemy type for Batman to fight in this game. If you're confused on why Tiger Guards are here if they were only around for Arkham City's time frame and Batman Arkham Shadow is supposed to take place about 10 years beforehand just after Arkham Origins, well, there's actually proof that Tiger has already been formed way earlier than Arkham City. There's a theory that I talked about recently on the channel that Tiger was already active within Arkham Asylum when that game takes place, particularly because Officer Bowles portrayed some identical characteristics as that of the mind-controlled Tiger Guards, but there's not really any firm proof to that, it's all just speculation. However, we actually do have some proof that Tiger was created even earlier than this, around the time that Bruce was just beginning his career as Batman. You see, in Arkham Origins, you can find a ship on the outskirts of Gotham City. Now, on the side of this boat, you can see a tiger symbol imprinted onto its hull. So yeah, this concept of Tiger Guards being formed during Arkham Origins timeframe has already been established, so it makes sense why they're now in Batman Arkham Shadow. I will say that a lot of people originally scratched this up as an unintentional Easter egg, but hey, if we're finally going to get an explanation for this tiger symbol being here, then I'm all for it, and I'd love to see how it plays out. But wait, not only is Tiger revealed in this clip, maybe a return to Arkham Asylum is teased as well. I could be wrong on this, but the aesthetic and art direction in this Predator room just screams Botanical Gardens, doesn't it? I mean, it looks pretty much identical to me. Heck, if you look outside, you can also notice the giant moon present, pretty much a staple of Batman Arkham Asylum, right? And we already know that Tiger is very akin to using the Asylum. Like I said, it's theorized that they were already present in Arkham during the time Arkham Asylum takes place, and they literally used Arkham Island as a base of operations during the events of Arkham City. Now on top of all that, if you zoom in on the far right, just above the door, you can read a sign that says Arkham Ward. So yes, it's not confirmed, but it seems highly likely that we'll get to return to Arkham Asylum, and this also could very well be Arkham Batman's first escapade at the Asylum, at least timeline-wise, considering that the facility wasn't fully built until after Arkham Origins.
If tonight's events have taught us anything, it's that Blackgate is not the place to be housing our city's most dangerous offenders. Not one, but 2 prison breaks in the same night. All of tonight's tragedies would have been avoided if Gotham had a proper treatment facility for its top echelon offenders. A place with impenetrable security, where the most dangerous could be isolated, rehabilitated, and treated for their illness. A place like Arkham Asylum. And after what happened tonight, I promise the good people of Gotham that I will work tirelessly. I will lobby the city council, go to the governor if I have to, do everything in my power to get Arkham Asylum reopened, so we can all sleep a little easier.
Alright, that's enough Arkham lore for now, let's get into some more of the gameplay mechanics. So based on the trailer, it looks like there will be some sort of fight that takes place inside of the Monarch Theater, you know, the same place where you fight Clayface in Arkham City. Now I can't confirm, but what it appears to me is that they've removed the evade mechanic and replaced it with this new dodge that sort of looks like the Gotham Knights perfect dodge system, and I honestly think that makes way more sense for VR, because if you were flipping over everybody, that would probably make a ton of people motion sick. It also looks like there's some form of aerial attack. Batman kind of looks like he's using the thug to leap up like he does in the other Batman Arkham games, and then that attack is followed by a Bat Swarm ability. So yes, there will be special combo attacks. You can see the combo bar go yellow, a version of Bat Swarm used, and then the combo bar goes back to normal. I mean, I know the devs said that this game would have the signature Arkham combat, and although it's clear that some adjustments have been made to cater to VR, I honestly think they did a really good job from the looks of it. The combat translated way better than what I originally even thought was possible for VR. Moving on through the trailer, when you see Batman making his way through the Rat King's hideout, for a brief moment, it's actually possible to spot a poster that mentions the Black Glove. Now, the Black Glove is a crime organization in the DC universe made up of the rich and corrupt, kinda similar to the Court of Owls. Since they've never been referenced in any of the other Arkham games, it's unclear whether this is just a cool little Easter egg to show the organization does exist within the Arkham universe, or if they'll actually play a more important role within Batman Arkham Shadow's story, but either way, it's definitely a nice nod. That's not the only Easter egg for a Batman villain hidden in the Rat King's hideout though, because in the far corner on this table, you can spot what looks to be a canister of sorts with the word Wrath written across it. Now if you don't know, Wrath is a DC villain as well as an anti-Batman who had his parents gunned down by James Gordon when he was a kid, and then went on to target the police force. So yeah, it'd definitely be cool to see this character in the Arkhamverse. However, it's also important to keep in mind that this could just be referencing the Day of Wrath that's been constantly alluded to for Batman Arkham Shadow as well, so it's possible that the anti-Batman version of Wrath isn't even what the canister is referring to, although it would be cool if it is. One more thing that I noticed while Batman explores Rat King's hideout, there's what looks to be an audio tape lying on the table. Again, can't confirm nor deny this, but it does appear that Batman Arkham Shadow will have audio files for the player to collect around the map and listen to, which is great because those always add so much extra lore and detail into the Arkhamverse. Now, this next secret may not actually be a secret when you play the game, but we just don't have the context behind it yet, so it is still very much a mystery as of today. When Batman's talking to Gordon and Harvey in this scene, you can see a notepad lying on the table that has a phone number written out, along with the words, "Call me." I originally was hoping this would be a fourth wall break of sorts where you could physically call the number, but there's no area code, so it'll likely play some sort of role in the story instead. Maybe this number is so that Rat King can play games with Batman, give him clues that could potentially lead him on, kind of like what Joker did in Arkham Asylum? I don't know for sure, but the phone number definitely seems important. Also in this scene, Gordon starts talking about who the Rat King is going after, and 3 characters show up on screen as targets: Jonathan Crane, Harleen Quinzel, and Lyle Bolton. Now of course, Jonathan Crane is just Scarecrow pre-transformation, but don't let that fool you because even if he hasn't become Scarecrow yet, he's still definitely up to no good at this point in the timeline. In Arkham Origins, you can find a clipboard showing that he frequently checks in and out of Blackgate Prison, and on Penguin's ship, you can find an advertisement for Jonathan Crane Research looking for test subjects to participate in and take experimental medication, likely his first attempts at fear toxin, or at least related to that. As for Harleen Quinzel, she of course later turns into Harley Quinn, who we've seen a lot of in the later Batman Arkham games. Now, one thing I found interesting is that if you zoom in on Harleen's earrings, they're actually a red and black diamond-shaped pattern along with a green bead. In other words, the Harley Quinn logo and the color of Joker together. And finally, we have Lyle Bolton. Bolton, aka the Vigilante Lockup, who I'm sure some of you recognize from the Batman animated series, is a security expert and a former Arkham Asylum security guard who is known for his brutal methods against patients in that continuity. In the Arkhamverse, he clearly has a different background as he appears to be the leader of Tiger, and although we've never seen him make an appearance in any prior Batman Arkham games, he does have one really obscure Easter egg in Arkham Origins that was found by Mr. Jag. You see, at the beginning of the game when Batman is making his way through Blackgate, if you use mods to go out of bounds and into this future Predator room, you can find a Lyle Bolton Chief of Security interview folder lying on the table. You might ask, why do you need mods to go out of bounds and see this folder when this area eventually opens up to the player anyways? Well, when you return to Blackgate for the second time, the interview folder is actually completely gone. From a game design perspective, this makes zero sense, probably a bug that never got patched, but from an in-universe perspective, this could lead to some very interesting narratives. Maybe Bolton was inside of Blackgate and took the folder himself. Maybe Tiger or Hugo Strange snatched up the folder and found their perfect man to be the head of their security team. Definitely some cool stuff. Alright, moving on, here's another cool location. When Batman gets the explosive gel, it very much looks like he's outside of Blackgate Prison, right? I mean, it's the same style of security doors, and the rooftop looks exactly the same as it does in Arkham Origins. That means we could very well get to go back inside and explore Blackgate at some point in Batman Arkham Shadow. Much like I was talking about earlier, here's another scene that looks like it was ripped straight from Arkham Asylum. Well, technically not Arkham Asylum itself, but what Batman envisions in his mind during the end scene of Arkham Knight. Take a look at what these two scenes look like compared to each other. Again, I can't confirm, but I'm like 99% sure Batman goes to Arkham Asylum during this game. These environments are just way too similar. It wouldn't be a Batman Arkham game without knife enemies, right? Well, in that case, no worries, because in this combat fight, you can see that there's a knife on the ground, and one of the thugs can literally be seen holding one too. Not sure how it's going to work, but I really hope there's blade dodge takedowns to use on these guys. That would be so cool in VR. And finally, we've got what looks to be a Harleen Quinzel therapy session of sorts for criminals. Now, this one took a little more time to finally put together, but I think these are the same sessions that Harleen was talking to Alberto Falcone about in his Arkham Origins extortion file. Take a listen.
Yes?
Mr. Falcone, this is Dr. Strange's office calling.
Right, sorry. I missed my last appointment. I had to...
Actually, you missed your last 2 appointments.
Right. Look, I appreciate the doctor's concern, but I have it under control now. There's no need for any further treatment.
I'm afraid Dr. Strange doesn't feel the same way, Alberto. We would hate to take unnecessary chances when we've come so far.
Listen, I'm not one of Strange's test subjects to be poked and prodded. Have you forgotten who I am? Who my father is?
I believe your father would be most concerned that his son could be suffering from untreated psychological issues.
Is that a threat?
So, we'll expect you at the regular time next week?
So if these really are those same therapy sessions, I once again applaud the devs for their efforts in tying Batman Arkham Shadow into the major Arkhamverse and making it seem like everything is connected between the games. They really did a deep dive into all of this stuff. On a deeper level though, this could mean that Alberto Falcone and Hugo Strange play some role in the story. Alberto since he was a patient, and Strange since he's Harley's boss and is the one in charge of these sessions. And if Hugo Strange is around, he very well could be pulling the strings behind Tiger like he did in Arkham City, and like I said earlier, he could have been the one who picked up Bolton's interview folder in Arkham Origins as well, found the perfect leader for his army, and brainwashed him into becoming the head of Tiger. And that concludes our list of Batman Arkham Shadow secrets, mechanics, and Easter eggs shown in the latest gameplay trailer. If you want to see more Batman Arkham Shadow, don't worry, I've got lots more to come on this game, and if you want to learn more about Arkham lore like the Tiger Guards being in Arkham Asylum, click here.